Very good morning, children. In a previous lesson, you learned about the cell and its organelles and the functions. In the lesson, cell, its structure and functions. Is it not? So, different cell organelles are going to perform different functions like that you learned. So, if we observe the organisms which have life, so they are made up of cells, So what cell theory is going to make you to understand is said to be all living organisms are made up of cells. That Is it not, children? Then and new cells are formed from pre-existing cells. That also you know it very well, which you read in the yesterday's lesson. So here unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms, if we observe, unicellular means the organisms which are made up of or which are having single cell only, like example amoeba, or paramecium or euglena or chlamydomonas, like that. So they are called unicellular organisms. Whereas multicellular organisms, which are made up of many cells, like plants or animals. Okay, so whether it is unicellular organism or multicellular organism, so all these are going to perform some life processes or life activities. You know it very well, children. So different kinds of life activities are going to happen because of the cells and the structure where they are having, and because of that only the functions are going to be carried out. Is it clear to you? So that you learned in yesterday's class or in the previous lesson. Is it clear to you? So that amoeba, if you take, so that amoeba, single celled organism, it is performing all life activities. What does it mean? It takes part in what is that growth. It respires. That single cell itself respires or helps in respiration or helps in reproduction or helps in collecting food material. Is it clear to children? But if we come to the multicellular organisms, it is not happening there like that. So as we are made up of different types of cells, and the cells are having different structure, and the structure is designed because of the function what they are going to be carried out. Okay, so different functions are going to be carried out by different cells present in the multicellular organisms. Is it clear to children? Then now if we recall the what is that how the process it is going to happen, how the life process are going to happen, so that we are going to learn in the lesson called plant tissues. Plant tissues. Plant tissues. So before we you may get doubt, teacher, what is this tissues you are writing? Just now we said cell performing different functions. Single cell is performing all the functions, whereas in multicellular organisms different cells are performing different functions like that. Okay, so how it is happening? Before we go for this term tissue, let us recall the parts of the plants, okay, which are performing different functions. Is it clear to children? So now one activity is given. So in that you are going to write the parts of the plant, and functions. What type of work is going to be carried out by that part, that we are going to learn. So now first one, serial number 1, then parts of the plant, if we write here, that is absorption of water. Roots I will write. So parts of the plant, roots. So you know it very well. So what is the function going to be carried out by the roots, children? So that is said to be absorption of water from the soil. Is it clear to you? So the plant is going to collect water with the help of roots. Okay, that one absorption of water and mineral salts from the soil. Then next one is said to be, I will write here leaves. Leaves. So leaves are doing different functions, no children. So here you can write exchange of gases. Exchange of gases. Okay. So exchange of gases will come under the process of respiration. So respiration in plants is going to be carried out through leaves. Is it clear to you? So if I say that one, so is it only one function carried out by the leaves? Means no. Leaves are also performing another important function called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is going to happen through stomata of leaves. Is it clear to you? Stomata of leaves, the process of photosynthesis is going to happen. Then next one is said to be transportation. Transporting materials. Transportation. So transportation of water and minerals. So here roots are going to absorb water and mineral salts from the soil and it is supplied to the different parts of the plant. Okay. Whereas here, how this transporting of food or the water is going to happen, that is because of, you can write xylem, phloem, you can write here which are present in all parts of the plant, roots, stem, leaves, etc. Okay. So all parts I will write here. Then next important process, reproduction. Okay children, reproduction. Reproduction means what? The species are increasing its number by the process called reproduction. Is it clear to children? The number is going to be increasing. The daughter cells are produced in large number. Okay, the young ones are formed. So that is because of reproduction. So reproduction in plants is going to happen through here flower I will write. Flower. And flower is going to help in the process of reproduction. Is it clear to children? So now roots of the plants are going to help in absorbing water and mineral salts from soil to the different parts of the plant. Then leaves are going to help in the process of respiration that we learn under exchange of gases. Then through stomata only. Then here photosynthesis process is going to happen through leaves here. So here also stomata you can write. Leaves, they contain green color cell organelles which you learned in the first lesson, that is chloroplasts, are going to help in the process of photosynthesis. Then transporting of materials. So here roots only, they are going to help, no doubt. Okay, so roots or stem or other parts are going to help in transporting the food or water and mineral salts. Then flower is going to help in the process of reproduction. Okay children, see here, suppose if you take a single celled animal, example amoeba, that amoeba is performing all functions. So growth you can observe, then respiration you can observe, or collection of food you can observe, or reproduction you can observe. So that single cell alone is going to do the different functions. Whereas if we come to the plant, so plant is an example of multicellular organism. Even we also examples for multicellular organisms. So we have different types of cells which you read in 8th class. Is it not children? So all these cells are doing different functions. Is it clear to children? So different functions are going to be carried out by the different parts which are present in the organism. Parts means here again, the parts are made up of cells. Our organism is made up of cells. Is it clear to children? So like that here, different cells are helping in performing different functions in the multicellular organisms. So that you are learning with that with this activity. Suppose if I ask you the question, what are the different life process which are going to be carried out by the plants, means what you have to write: absorption of water, exchange of gases, then photosynthesis, transportation, reproduction. All these are the important life process which are going to be observed or happening in the plants. Like that you can say. Is it clear to children? Then coming to the next point here, what are the different types of functions carried out by the human beings, means or any other animal, means movement we can see, or respiration we can see, or reproduction process is happening, digestion of food, nutrition. So all these processes are going to happen because of the different cells which are present in the different parts of the body. Is it clear to children? So in that way, in multicellular organisms, different parts are helping in carrying out the different functions of our body. So just now you learned that different types of parts are there which are helping in performing different functions in the plants. So now you know that plant parts made up of cells. So let us learn more by doing some activities which you have already done in 8th class also. Arrangement of cells, how the cells are arranged in leaves or in roots or in stems, all that we are going to do some activities. So here cells in onion peel. So this we have done in 8th class also. Cells in onion peel. So what you have to do? You are going to take you are going to take onion. Then we have to remove the outer coat of the onion and gently we have to cut the piece of onion leaves, and if we just press it, we can separate a small transparent layer. So that one we call it as a onion peel. Okay children, the transparent layer which you are observing is called as a onion peel. So that onion peel, what we have to do? So we have to keep it on a glass slide. We have to keep onion peel here on the glass slide, and we have to put few drops of glycerin and 1 or 2 drops of water, and we have to cover it with cover slip, and we have to observe it under the microscope. So if we observe this slide under the microscope, what kind of arrangement of cells you are going to see, you are going to observe. So the onion peel cells, they are arranged like this, closely packed cells you are going to observe, and so you can observe here like this, and you are going to observe the cell wall. So cell wall is said to be the unique character of the plant cells. Is it not, children? And nucleus you are going to observe at the center. So like that the cells are observed under the microscope like that. So now this structure is called cell wall. Cell wall, then cell membrane, cell membrane, this one, cell membrane, and this dotted portions what you are observing are called nuclei. So singular is a nucleus. So like that these are going to be observed under the microscope. Means with these activities what you are observing means just you are observing the arrangement of cells. How the cells are arranged in leaves. How the cells are arranged in roots. How the cells are arranged in stems. All that you are going to observe. Is it clear to children? So onion peel activity, what you have to do? You have to take an onion, remove the outer coat, and cut a small bit of onion with the knife, and if we press one of the piece of onions, then what will happen means it just breaks and we observe the transparent layer. So the transparent layer is the onion peel. So that one we have to keep it on the slide, then add 1 or 2 drops of glycerin, then water and cover it with cover slip, and if we observe it under the microscope, we are going to observe the arrangement of cells like this. In this way we are going to observe. Is it clear to children? Then coming to the next activity. So now another activity what you are going to do means cells in a leaf. Okay children? Cells in a leaf, cells in a leaf peel. Leaf peel you are going to observe. So different cells which are present in the leaves you are going to observe. So for this activity what you have to do, we have to take a what is that, betel leaf, pan patta or tamalapaku, like that we call no. So that one we have to take. So we have to tear it in one stroke. So we have to keep the leaf like this and we have to tear it in one stroke. So you can observe again here transparent layer of the betel leaf, and that one we have to take it again on the slide, and we have to apply the staining material, and we have to observe it, cover it with cover slip, and we have to observe it under the microscope. So then what kind of arrangement you are going to observe in the leaf peel means the cells are arranged like this. Is it clear to children? So you are going to observe the cells like this, and at the center you are going to observe, and you can see the other kind of cell organelles also, like chloroplasts also you can see here, like so chloroplasts also can be observed. Is it clear to children? Everybody understood? So like that we are going to observe the betel leaf. Then coming to the next activity. Coming to the next activity that which is given here, cells in a root tip. Cells in a root tip. So now again we have to take onion. So you know that onion bulb. So here we observe the like this structures na children. So these are roots, and this portion is stem, and these are leaves. So now this part we have to cut it, and we have to keep it on the slide, and we have to observe it under the microscope. So when the cells are observed, very much smaller cells which are closely packed, so like these cells we are going to observe, which we call, that is something different types of tissue it is actually, or cells. So cells in an onion root tip we are going to observe like this. So when we are doing this activity, what you have to observe. So whether intercellular spaces are there or not, or any other cell organelles are found or not. Then cell wall habit is thick or thin. Cell membrane, thick or thin. So all these characters we have to observe. Is it clear to children? So like that here, if we keep that onion bulb as it is on a container, so if we keep it like this, then what will happen means the roots starts growing in a container. If we keep so the roots are growing very much like this. So that also we can observe. Is it not children? So how can here that growth is happening? Okay, so like that here you will you have to do the activities, and you have to observe your skills. So in the cells when you are doing the activity. Now, so you have to write down your findings of the activities. So different activities, you observe the onion peel, you observe the betel leaf. Is it not children? then you observe the root tips. Huh? So all the activities when you are doing, you have to take a notebook and you have to, when the cells are observed under the microscope, you have to note down your observations in the book. Is it clear to you? So now, what kind of observations you have observed? One is said to be size of the cells, then arrangement of the cells, then pattern of the cells, then next one is said to be why the cells are arranged in that way. All that you are going to observe. Is it clear to children? So all these things are making you to understand that. So the cells which are present in different parts of the plant are arranged in groups. Have you followed? The cells which are present in different parts. For example, leaf you can take, or stem you can take, or root you can take. So they are arranged, and more or less onion peel cells, if you observe, same structure it is found. Then root, if you observe, root is having same type of cells, like that you are observing. Okay, leaf if you take, same group of cells you are going to observe. Is it clear to children? So like that here, the cells you are going to observe, which are said to be having similar structure or similar size, like that you are going to observe. So now here, you know that living organisms are made up of cells. Okay, living organisms are made up of cells. Just now you learned cells in root, cells in what is that, leaf, cells in stem, like that you learned. So all living organisms are made up of cells. So now cells, group of cells, okay, group of cells which are having similar structure and performing same function, similar function. Same function is going to be carried out. I hope you understood, children. So some group of cells which are present maybe in leaves or in the roots or any other part of the plant. What is going to be making you to understand is said to be, so they are grouped and they are arranged in a proper way, and those group of cells are performing same function. Okay, so the group of cells with similar structure and performing or doing same function. So that group of cells are called as a tissues. Is it clear to children? So what is meant by cell means? Cell is the basic unit of life. Why it is called basic unit of life? You know that all living organisms are made up of cells. So in multicellular organisms, different cells are present, and in that group of cells with similar structure which are doing same function are termed as tissues. Is it clear to children? So what is a tissue? Define the term tissue. Like that you will be given question. So what will be your answer? Tissue is a group of cells with similar structure and which are going to perform the same function. They are directed to do the same function. So such group of cells are called as tissues. So in this lesson you are going to learn about the plant tissues. What does it mean? The group of cells which are present in the plants and different parts of the plant and which are helping in performing the different functions. Okay children, so that one you are learning under the lesson plant tissues. Is it clear to children? So tissue means group of cells. Please make a note of it. Group of cells with similar structure and performing same function are called as tissues. Okay, so what is the use? Why the cells are arranged there like that? Means to perform life activities. Already we learned. So those tissues are helping in growth, repair work, or cell division, or performing all other activities are happening because of the tissues. Is it clear to children? So like that here tissue is said to be a group of cells with similar structure and performing the same function. So just now you learnt that the tissues are performing different functions like growth I said, repair I said, or reproduction, or cell division like that. So now keeping that in the view, the plants are having four major types of tissues. So now we are learning the lesson plant tissues. So now how many types of plant tissues are there? Plant tissues. So in what way you are learning this? So different types of tissues and where are they present and the structure, how it is designed and what are the functions carried out by the different types of tissues. So all plants, if we observe, they have four major types of tissues. Four types of major tissues present in the plants. Is it clear to children? How many types are there? Four major types. Very, very important. So first one is said to be meristematic tissue. First one is a meristematic tissue. Is it clear to you? So what is the function of this meristematic tissue? That I will explain you later. Then second one is said to be dermal tissue. Second one is a dermal tissue. And third one is ground tissue. Ground tissue. And fourth type is a transporting tissue or a vascular tissue. So now there are four major types of tissues. One is said to be meristematic tissue, dermal tissue, ground tissue and vascular tissue. So now meristematic tissue. What is the function? Where do we observe that meristematic tissue? Okay. So this overall growth of the plant. So if you pluck out any plant part, if you pluck out the flower or if you pluck out any branch or if you pluck out leaf, so new leaves, new branches are going to be seen. Is it not? Have you observed any time there like that? Yes. Okay. So now here the new plant parts are growing. Okay. So growth of new parts is happening and overall development of the plant and repair work is going to happen. That is because of a meristematic tissue. So now what is the function of this meristematic tissue? Development of new parts, repair work. So suppose if we cut any branch or if a branch is cut on its own, again new branch is going to develop. Is it not, children? So repair work, growth and development of parts is going to happen. That is because of meristematic tissue. Is it clear to children? So meristematic tissue helps in the overall growth of the plant and development of new parts and repair work. This point you have to remember. Then dermal tissue. The name itself, dermal. So what it will do? So the dermal tissue is helping in covering the parts. It covers the parts. So parts of the plants are covered. Okay, children. So when it is covering the parts, then what it is going to do, or what is the function of it? You learned that it covers. So when it is covering, it gives protection. Is it clear to you? Have you followed? So it is not allowing any unwanted materials to enter or exit. Needy materials are not supposed to be exit of the plant cell. And it is giving protection from any other organisms and it is very much stand erect. It is making that plant to stand erect. Strength is given. So all that is because of dermal tissue. Is it clear to you? So covers the parts of the plants. So covering tissue. Covering tissue is called as a dermal tissue. Then coming to the next point, next tissue, that is ground tissue. So what it is going to do? So the bulk of the plant, so major portion of the plant is going to be developed. So bulk of the plant, formation and helping in packing other tissues, one tissue with other, packing tissues. Is it clear to you? So bulk of the plant part and packing of one tissue with other tissue is going to happen because of ground tissue. Is it clear to children? Then vascular tissue, last tissue, this vascular tissue helps in transporting materials. Is it clear to you? So what kind of materials are going to be transported? Just now we learned the functions of the plant parts. Is it not, children? The roots are going to help in transporting water in the upward direction. Is it not, children? So from when water is applied to the soil, or if a plant is given with water, what is going to happen? The water is going to be just moved in the upward direction. So and it is reaching the different parts of the plant. So how it is happening? That is because of transport tissue or vascular tissue. At the same time, the food whichever is prepared by the leaves in the process of photosynthesis is also going to be transported to the different parts of the plant. That is also because of vascular tissue. Is it clear to children? So in that way, here there are 4 major types of tissues in the plants. One is said to be meristematic tissue, then dermal tissue, meristematic tissue, dermal tissue, ground tissue and vascular tissue. So meristematic tissue helps in the growth and development of the plant pods, and it helps in repair work. And dermal tissue, as it covers the plant pods, so it gives protection. And ground tissue, the bulk formation, major portion of the plant is going to be developing, and it also helps in packing the tissue, one tissue with other tissues. That is because of ground tissue. And vascular tissue, it helps in transporting the materials. In this way, 4 major types of tissues you learn. In tomorrow's class, you are going to learn about the structure of meristematic tissue, types of meristematic tissue, where they are present, and functions of structure and functions of the different types of plant tissues. We will continue. Thank you.